Out with the new and back in with the old. We're here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in Atlanta, Georgia for the running of the NASCAR Gen 4 Cup Series here on iRacing. We're going to be running the old style Atlanta, which is super fast, super slippery. It's a handful. Combined with the Gen 4 race cars that we're going to be running today, we got our work cut out for us. These things are a handful, as I said. Super slippery, combined with this old style track, is going to be a lot of fun. Let's get to it. And as we come to the line to start our qualifying run, we are going to be racing the number 17 Interstate Batteries Chevrolet Camaro for our run for Universe Motorsports today. We qualified 5th place, which wasn't too bad, about a tenth of a second off of the fastest lap. In practice in this lobby, we were the fastest car on the leaderboard, running the high line, and we were keeping it just inches off the wall. Tried to match that same line here in qualifying, and I kept it off the wall just a little bit more, just in case I clipped the wall. If you clip the wall, you don't get your time, and the last thing I wanted to do was start last in a 24-car field. I'll take 5th place. And as we start on up, right before we're about to roll out for our pace lap, one thing about this car, I have only raced this car maybe a handful of times since it came out on iRacing. I have raced Atlanta numerous times in the past, but it has been a while, quite a while I'd say, since I've ran on this track. So combined with the lack of knowledge for this kind of car and the lack of knowledge of how this car is going to handle on this track, it's going to be quite interesting to see what we can get out of this and how well we're going to run. For the race strategy breakdown today, we're going to be running 80 laps, which is quite a long race compared to what I normally do. We normally do like 20 to 30 minute races. This one is going to take a little bit. Strength of field in this one was about a 3,000 ranking, and we were in the first split out of 3. Our personal I rating right at the start of this race is a 25.57 with a pretty good safety rating. A full tank of fuel will really only get you about 35 to 40 laps here, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that, as this might be a multi-stop race. There's going to be multiple strategies played out through this race between everybody. My strategy at the start of this, as soon as that green flag comes out, is I'm going to go 100% with my limited knowledge of the combination of car and track that we have here today. I want to see how long the tire will last, what kind of speed we can get out of this car and tire on this track, and what our car is like in traffic. Car control is going to be crucial. You have to keep in mind either if it's going to be loose or tight. Be aware of everybody around us. And let's have a goal of 10th place or higher, since we couldn't hit that last race.
Get ready. Go!
Got to be aware of throttle. We don't want to go 100%.
Outside.
These cars will spin before you even know it.
Still there.
Especially getting into the turns, we're going to have to take it easy.
Still
as the
there.
first couple laps start out.
They're still there.
Running about half throttle in the corner.
Still there. Outside clear.
Now, we were quick on the high side. I'm probably going to keep that in mind and just run the high line here for as long as I can, really, and we'll see what kind of speed we can get. We're already going to get on the outside of the 8 here. Everybody seems to be holding the bottom line so far, at least in the top 6, 7, maybe a couple cars behind us as well.
Still there. Stay with them. Still there.
6th place.
Still there. Hold your line.
Yeah, bulk of the field behind us is still side by side. We've got a good number of cars who are single file. A lot of them seem to be holding the bottom lane. Let's try to use that to our advantage when we run our quick lane on the high line. And see what these tires can do for us here and what kind of car we have. One thing I really like about these cars is on the edge of this, at the end of the straightaways, they just scream.
Inside.
The guy ahead has just done a 31.3.
Hold it.
Oh, get really close to that 10 off the corner there. It really kind of made me pretty tight when he got close to me there. And I'm sure me going around the outside of him is sucking the air off of him.
Still there.
Getting him pretty loose as well. But we seem to have pretty good speed so far. We passed that 8 car, the 10 car, and then we're working on the 7.
Hold your line. Still there.
E4, your lap time was at 31.3. Fastest lap for
our entry seems to be really good on the high line. We're already past the 7, and now we're on the outside of the 1 car. We're going to try to get by him here if we can get a clear entry into turn 3. It looks like we're going to have a massive one here.
The refueling should open about lap 36.
We're low.
All right, before our crew chief got cut off by our spotter there, yes, we have about 36 laps left on this fuel tank. We might be able to split this race in half if it goes green. We'll have to see how that turns out. Making a run here on the 5. 5 had a little bit of a good start and good run
Me too.
away
That's
from
the fastest lap of
the
the
little
race.
group that we have up here. Just want to see how the car feels right behind him. Whoa, and we have a big moment. Oh boy. Wow. All right, I don't like the bottom lane. I do not want to be behind anybody and have that dirty air. I can already feel that that's going to be a hindrance on us. So let's go back to the high line. And he's running that Kevin Harvick line, holding it right on that white line. We're able to get the run off of turn 4, get into his draft there, and it's going to really whip us into turn 1. Already on the outside of the 5 car as we come off of the exit of 2, where we have this run coming off of the backstretch. He's not going to side draft us or anything. He's probably just going to let us have it, which is fine. Start of the race. I'm sure he's holding back. We're pushing it as hard as we can, almost as hard as we can. I really want to see what I can get out of this car here. About 6 laps have gone by. Car's been pretty good, but I've been getting really tight. Getting into corner entry and corner exits is actually not too bad. Sometimes it's pretty tight, like right here. Oh, I'm more tight off of turn 2 than really turn 4. Turn 4, I can get more of a run out there. Now the 5 and the 1 are going to be coming back to us as I'm starting to feel the tires giving up at this point.
Inside,
So
watch it.
full speed, full 100% send. We could probably last about 13, 14 laps on these tires. Now that I'm starting to fall back, I just kind of want to minimize any loss that I have until we can probably make a pit stop. The 1 is working on the 5. That might benefit us so I can catch up to them a little bit. I'm going to go into the bottom. It's the first time I've run the bottom since I was behind that 5 earlier. We'll see how this handles.
Outside,
Oh, and their side-by-side almost making contact, and 12 gets a nasty run on the outside of us. Oh, and I think he side-drafted me a little bit there, and it really whipped the side of my car. It really tried to send me around, and now we have a caution.
We're under caution. Pits are closed. Pace car is out. Line up single file behind car 12.
21, I'm sorry I got in the back of you there. You can't come down across my nose, try to block the lane when I already have the run.
And it looks like the 18 might have got caught off. 21 does come down in the middle of the turn. 18 gets right into him, and 18 gets lifted a little bit. That's not too bad contact. They might not have too much damage. I mean, I don't know so much about the 18, the way he got lifted there. All right, that caution came out pretty good for us right as we started to lose tires. That caution came out. That's going to help us tremendously as we're going to come down pit road here and get 4 fresh tires. We're coming in 4th place.
100 meters. 50 meters.
And the race off pit road, 5 is going to keep the lead, and the 1 car is going to come off, and we have an amazing stop. We're going to come off 3rd, right in front of the 9, 12, and 23 there fought right there for, I think, 4th or 5th place, whatever that was. We did have a couple cars stay out, so we got like 3 cars in front of us that are on old tires. And we're going to be restarting in 6th place here. And we got 1 car that took a left. And the 16 in front of us just went right into the wall. No grip on that restart. 18's already falling back. He's getting freight trained on both sides. Wow. Well, lesson learned there. Take tires. Do not stay out. Oh boy. Benefits us. We're in 2nd place. Now let's take our time here.
I did the same thing as you, just the other way.
You're high. Keep it up.
My car's okay though.
In that first stint, we ran the car as 100% as hard as we can go. So we have knowledge that the tires can last maybe 14, 15 laps, so keep that in mind for full press. So we're going to try to take it easy now, lighten up corner entry, and I'm going to try to hold it down to the bottom line. I used that high line the entire time, almost the entire time, that first stint. So I really want to see how the car reacts on the bottom line here, especially behind a couple of these guys in traffic, and really try to save as much tire as I can.
The track temperature's rising. It's now 122 Fahrenheit.
12's got a fast car. He might be pushing as hard as we were initially at the start.
31.5.
Might benefit us too with people seeing how fast we were. Maybe it'll force them to go a little bit quicker and maybe burn their tires up sooner. It might help us later in the run. 12 got a little bit squirrely coming off of 2. They kind of gave us a little bit of a run on him, and now as we're getting into turn 3, we're really catching up to him. Had a little bit of a moment right there, but caught it pretty quick. Able to keep speed. We didn't lose much right there. I think the 12 is going to probably try that high line constantly in 1 and 2. He might keep it down to the bottom in 3 and 4. 7 is right up on us, and I can feel him. Oh, man, I'm going to let him take the outside right here, and I'm going to hold that down on the bottom. I want to try not to chew the tires as much as I was, so I'm going to try to avoid that high line for a little bit just to see how it reacts.
Carlo, hold your line. Still there, hold your line.
He does have a run on the high side. We're actually able to keep decent speed with him on the bottom. 10 is going to try to follow him through.
You're clear high.
That was a 31.7.
About 3 cars behind us are using the high lane. Well, as I say, that 2 dropped down. 10 is still going to keep it up there.
Hold your line. Hold it. They're still there. Still there. Stay with them.
7 is using an interesting lane. I think he's just trying to stay out of dirty air, so he's kind of holding the middle right there. We got really good battles happening right now everywhere. As we just fall behind the 10, we're still going to hold it down on the bottom. We're able to get a run into the corner and possibly clear him here. Nope, 10's going to have more of a run coming off. That 7 has a good run in the middle lane. We might have to push up a little bit and try that if this doesn't seem to work out. 9 is also going to try to follow the 10 up on the outside. The 12 is up against the fence. That might be the fastest line, but I don't know how that's really going to work for tires.
Still there. Still there. Stay with them.
I am perfectly comfortable here just running behind the 5 on that bottom line.
They're still there.
The 9 had an opportunity to use the bottom, so it looks like the 9's going to hold the top line for a little while here as well. 7's been favoring that middle lane, but now that he's making passes, he was staying to the high line, but you know what? He might be trying to keep it in the middle again to keep clean air onto his nose. That 12 has a really good fast car up on the high line there.
Hold your line.
Seems like this time around, a lot of guys are going to be trying to use that middle lane
was 32.0.
and high line here.
Still there.
9's going to go even higher. 9's going to make it 3 wide, and maybe we're able to get a little bit of a run off of the bottom here and keep it from being 3 wide and get right in front of the 10. 9's going to come right by us. Oh, and the 3 snags the wall. 3 is into the wall. No caution, no caution. I didn't see him in the mirror or anything, so maybe he was able to get off the wall there. But right now we're in a decent spot. We got nobody on our sides and no pressure behind, so let's try to just run it through here. That 5 really likes that bottom line right there on the white. I've been trying to keep it on the white. I don't know if I can get it as low as he can. I don't know if I really want to. I'm kind of scared of touching that apron, to be honest with you. These cars are kind of wily as they are on their own. I don't need assistance from the apron.
That's good consistency. Keep it up.
All right, good consistency here on the bottom. We're going to keep running this line. 7's been getting some good runs up on the 12. 5 might try to slot in front of the 9. He does, but he's going to still keep it on the bottom. 9 decides to go to the bottom. We're going to keep it up high. Got a pretty good run coming up to the 9. 9 had a little bit of a moment, but it did not hurt him all that much, but we might try to take that advantage, get underneath him.
Hold your line.
And there's a multitude of different lines being used if you look throughout the field. All the way up against the wall, all the way down to the bottom line. There's a lane somewhere for somebody. Just got to find it. All right, so the first couple laps here, 5 laps, whatever it's been since the restart, I've actually been really comfortable on the bottom. I have not gotten as loose. Oh, just had a quick second right there. I haven't gotten as loose as we were earlier on the bottom right there, but able to manage it. I've been seeing a couple cars get a little squirrely off of the corner, more so in the middle lane. 5 had a little bit of a moment there as well. 12 is still riding that rim. And he kind of cuts it down coming off of turn 4. It might give him a little bit more of a run. That might be something we could try to implement. Being up high against the wall and cutting down right on the exit, it'd be a massive run.
32.5.
It is going to hurt your tire wear though, but might be something to use in the end of a run. Seems like everybody seems to have drifted up about half a lane, so there might be something to that. As the more as we're running this, I am getting tight, especially in the middle of the corner. Holding it down on that bottom line, I might try to hop it up a lane or two, just like these guys in front of us are doing. 5 is still going down, touching that white line. And he's made a run on the 7.
Yeah, go ahead.
And 7's going to let him in line.
Thank you.
So if we can be around the 5 or the 7, these two seem to have really fast cars. They should pull us along. 9's making a good run here. 7 did give up a little bit when he let the 5 in. Gave up a little bit of speed, so then I caught up to him, but we're actually able to get a good run coming off the high side here. We're right up against the wall. We're going to be running that lane the 12 is using, and we're inches off the wall. I could get a little bit closer. I like when, and the 9 just gets really ridiculously loose and scared me a little bit.
Still there.
Oh, and we're able to clear him, maybe? He's going to come back on us. That was actually really scary.
Car inside.
That was super close, 9. I was going to give you it.
Still there. Stay with them. Clear low.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that was super scary.
P4. That last lap was a 32.9.
Alright, we get the car screaming into turn 1. I didn't want to lose touch with these guys. We put a good amount of distance between us and the 9 just by doing that little entry. Alright, a little bit later into this run, 12 has fallen behind the 5. The 5 has now made that pass on him, and the 9's coming back on us.
They're still there.
We're still trying to manage our tire wear, but man, it's loose on full throttle. Especially in the straightaway, the car just wants to go around. Does not help having a car on the outside of you. Still multiple cars using multiple different lanes, and 14 is scrubbing the wall coming out of 2. A lot of guys having trouble already, and I'm kind of feeling it as well, as we're still sideways. I cannot keep this car straight going down at full speed on the back stretch, or to be honest with you, the front stretch is even worse with the dog leg that it has there. Coming back to later on in this run, and we're still struggling up the corner. I got 2 cars behind us. One's going to try to make the move on us.
The gap in front is now 0.8.
And I'm not going to fight it. I am really tight getting into the corner, right before the center of the corner. Not too bad off right now. I can't really do the bottom line. I mean, I can, but it's not keeping me in pace. Oh, God. All right, well, we scrubbed the wall a little bit. 1, the bumps don't help. 2, I can't keep full throttle with the power this car has, and the tires are definitely
Still
going.
there.
So
Hold your line. Hold your line. Clear high.
7th position.
a little bit later this lap, and it's really bad getting into the corner. Everybody else seems to have a good entry, but we have a better exit. As I say that, we're still struggling with trying to. We're still struggling with getting it pulled on the side of us. Anytime a car is beside us, you can just really feel it. A lot of cars up front, more than 2 of them, about 3 or 4 of them are running that high line now. And we're just going to get freight trained. I don't know where everybody's speed came from, or I should say my lack of speed. That actually felt pretty comfortable getting in there.
Hold your line. Clear high, keep it up, in the middle, 3 wide.
Oh, God, it will not turn. The 14's into the wall again. We might be 4 wide, and we're going to back out of it a little bit. The 4 makes contact with us, and we're still 3 wide with the 14 on the outside.
Clear outside.
Oh, 13 gives it up for us a little bit. Thank you, 13, man. I needed that.
Half distance. We estimate 19.
Time to breathe.
On this tank. That lap was a...
That was scary. I didn't even hear what the crew chief said with how many laps are left.
Still there.
On this tank of fuel. It is still hopping on the backstretch. Cannot do full throttle. I need to keep up with these guys, but maybe
the track temperature is increasing. It's now
3/4 throttle.
26 Fahrenheit.
We have lost quite a bit of positions here, but that's okay. We're just going to have to hold on. I would really like a caution right now, but what might benefit us is if we just be one of the first ones down on pit road and get a lap or 2 extra on fresh tires. That might help us come back and get to the front of this field. Yeah, I think that might be the strategy call at this point. We're going to keep an eye out. Anybody who dives down in front of us into pit road, I'm probably going to follow them through. I don't want to be the first car on pit road. I'm going to try to avoid that as much as possible. But I think that might be the move. We're not going to be able to stay out. If we stay out later than the leaders, that's really going to hurt us here. So we need to be one of the first cars coming down on pit road. So since I've already lost the top 10, I've lost that front group. This is going to be my main focus. Let's keep an eye out, see if the car comes down pit road. We're going to have to short pit here. We're now starting to struggle on the exits when I was having good runs, even though on the entry I was struggling.
Outside, be careful.
It's pretty much the whole corner now. I mean, somewhat
Still
in
there,
corner,
hold your line.
Middle of the corner, it's stable enough, but I don't have the speed I had earlier, and I don't think hitting that wall helped either. I'm pretty sure we might have a little bit of damage from
Clear up
that.
high.
The gap to Brewer ahead is now 0.1.
Car up top.
Good in this time.
Still there. Clear high. Keep it up.
Oh, another big moment.
Inside.
13 nose it in that papyrus scheme. I really like that scheme. Old school scheme, that is. 13 had a minute too. He got up really close to us and kind of,
Hold your line.
I think, got loose coming off of that corner there, but we are just really
Still
feeling it.
there.
B15.
Still there. Hold on.
Half of this has to be tires and half of it has to be damage.
Still
We'll see
there.
next time we come down pit road if we did have damage. I can't really
Clear down
tell.
low.
Yeah, it just plows coming off of the exit. It's not as loose as it was. All right, later in this run, I mean, we still haven't had anybody pit yet. We're really having to crank this wheel. Our tires are just burnt to a crisp. The 12 is having problems. We had two, and he's getting sideways. Wow, he saved it surprisingly enough.
17th place.
That was really coming out of nowhere. I guess the 12 has burnt his tires just as badly as we did, maybe even worse. Oh, I guess even worse is he's on the apron. He is spinning. That took a long time. He was going fishtailing sideways since the front stretch all the way to the back of turn 2, and that is going to throw out a caution. All right, that helps us tremendously. Now we're going to come down pit road. We're going to get 4 fresh tires, and the 10 gets smacked getting on the pit road. He's in the grass. Oh, and he tows himself.
Look out for the pit speed limit.
All right, well, I mean, that saves us from him,
120
I guess, coming back onto pit road and hitting us.
Coming high here.
I don't know why he decided to tow. That's going to add like another minute or two to his pit stop. He could have just turned it around and got back onto
I'm definitely staying out now. There's a good chance
100
into his
meters.
pit stall, but my God.
50 meters.
Oh, and we tire hop getting into our pit stall. Oh, my God. Back it up, back it up, back it up. All right. Okay. That came out of nowhere. I guess it doesn't hurt us too bad as we were already into the back as it was. So we'll take our time here. We did have damage. We had about 8 seconds worth of damage. So let's let these guys fix this and see what we can gain out of that. Just that light tap in the wall gave us that much damage. All right, so that must have been a good part of it, along with the old tires in that run. So this is going to be interesting.
No, I did. I was in 6th place, and I changed tires, and I tried to fill it up all the way. But when I unchecked auto fuel, it unchecked begin fuel, so it didn't put any fuel in the car. So I had to fucking come back in and get gas. Now
Full course
dead
yellow.
last.
It's our open.
6 to dead last. With 20 to go.
Yeah, it is activating. I agree.
Pace car's out. Line up single file behind car
As you heard
number
on team
20.
radio, looks like people are having
Green,
fueling
let's go.
issues. At first, I thought he didn't get any fuel at all, and he stayed out. In the 13, gets a little bit loose on this restart. He went into the grass, I think. I do not see him in the mirrors at all. No caution, I guess. I guess he kept it straight. But anyway, what I was saying was, sounded like he was having fueling issues, and at first I got pretty excited because that means that, hey, maybe at the end of this run, there might be cars running out of fuel, and that might help us as the 7 gets a nasty run on us on the inside. He ends up coming in and filling up his tank again, so that might not be a concern, although there might be other cars in the field who have fueling issues, so let's keep that in mind. We might be able to squeak out a good run if a couple cars start running out of fuel if we go green the rest of this way. We have 21 laps to go as we just hit lap 60.
34.0.
20 laps on these tires. If I take it easy, should be all right. I've used my last set there on that pit stop. came in that first pit stop, took that set, and we just took this set. We only had 2 sets that we could have used. So these are the tires we have for the rest of the race, so we're really going to have to manage it well. 12 after that spin is coming back. He's got a little bit of a run, but we have it coming off of turn 4. We're just outside the top 10. If I can just squeak in the top 10, I would be a little bit more comfortable than where I'm at right now. Yeah, from what I've noticed, a couple guys seem to like the high line going in the 1 and 2, and they use the bottom coming in 3 and 4. As you can see, the 12 used the high line in 1 and 2, and he is going to be going to the bottom lane in 3 and 4. I'm doing a little bit of the opposite, but I'm just trying to see what's best in managing tires. Obviously, right there was no hesitation or jerking back and forth in the wheel in that turn, so kind of middle lane, up half a lane from the bottom lane seems to be really stable for us in 3 and 4. Turns 1 and 2, pretty much the same thing right now. We're feeling pretty good with these fresh tires. Let's just keep managing. A little bit loose coming off the corner, but nothing we can't handle. 7's making a run on the 21 car, and the 20 is going to try to follow the 7 through. I'm going to stay up high. I just want to get a little bit of clean air as much as I can there. And keep it as steady as possible as well. 20 seems to have a little bit of a moment. I could have gotten underneath him there, but the car gets really light coming off the corner. I did not want to spin it, and I was already starting to feel a little bit loose coming off turn 2 there, as you saw just a little bit ago. Didn't want to push it, and my hesitation there is going to lead to somebody getting to my bottom, which is the 12 car.
They're still there. Clear inside.
Opposite of what he was running there. He was trying to make that run, but we have a nasty run coming off of turn 2, and we're actually going to try to now make that run on the 20 that we probably should have did on the front stretch.
Hold your line. Still there. Hold on.
And we have a little bit of a moment. I can feel him on my outside. I haven't been really that loose this entire time. After this restart, I should say.
31.5.
Still there. Hold your line.
7 has got a fast car. We've been around him pretty much all race long. If we can just stick with him, he might be able to pull us to the front. And 20 still has that run on the outside. We're not able to make the pass.
Just let her clear high.
12 did the opposite of what I thought he was going to do. I thought he was going to go to the bottom lane, so I was going to kick up and let him take the bottom lane so I'd have the run.
I did not mean to block you there. He had a bigger run than I thought. Still there. Hold on.
Yeah, 12 had a bigger run than I thought because I thought he was going to be going down to the bottom in 3 and 4.
Stay with him.
And I was going to let him have the bottom so I can have the run off, but it didn't work out that way. He has put his nose in there. Really, he gets us loose again.
Still there.
Able to hold our own getting into the corner, though. Almost 3 wide in front of us with the 7 getting underneath the 14 and the 21.
Still there.
21 is just in front of the 7 there. The 7 is going to fall behind the 14, so no 3 wide. At the moment,
13th place.
12 does have damage in front of us from him getting loose earlier and spinning, most likely. It's probably going to slow him down just a tad bit. 20 has a big moment. He's sideways for quite a while. Nobody behind us right now. No pressure. We're pretty good.
Be careful. We've got a full.
Oh, we got a yellow.
Sweat, we're screwed.
The pace car is out. Line up single file behind car number 12. The pace car is out. Pits are closed.
The 6 car might have been involved in 18, it looks like. 18 again. I guess he was involved in that first one when he got lifted up. Oh, a 6 gets pretty loose. 18 just happens to drive into the back of him. Nothing you can really do there. Doesn't really look like all that much damage at all. No harm, no foul on that one. Pretty good save on that slide right there. The 18 just didn't check up in time. All right, I did not pit on that cycle. We didn't have really anybody pit that time. Coming into this next restart, we're going to try to maybe switch it up a little bit and maybe stay up to the high side. And the 21 is going to get spun, or he does something. I don't know what happened. We got multiple cars involved. The 19 is into the wall. 19's involved. The 13's involved back there, and it looks like the 12 again, but now he's got a lot more front end damage. There's a 16 involved too. And the 6 again. Right off the restart. Let's take another look at that. Oh, 21 just throttles it up too much and just hangs up right into that 12. Literally right behind us. And he clips the 19. 19 takes a header right into the wall. People are scrambling in the back. One car is right through the grass. I think that was the 24 car. It could have been worse. being right in the middle of the field, and that happened right behind our bumper. I'm so happy he didn't end up knocking us.
You still got a set of tires?
I do. I just put them on.
That's not good news for us. We had used our set at that pit stop right before lap 60. So now we have guys who just put on a fresh set of tires behind us in the back of this field. So we really got to keep it pushing, keep it moving. We need to get up to the front as fast as possible before we get taken by these guys. We know the 18 has tires and possibly the 16 since he had asked. And that's just 2 out of the, maybe 10 cars that are behind us. 7 is right up on us. And he makes a little bit of contact with us. I'm surprised that I didn't feel that at all. We had no motion in the wheel. Gave us a little bit of car contact. And right up beside him. I wanted to see if I can get him just a tad bit loose, to be quite honest with you, so I can get the run around it, but he's got a fast car.
Push, push, push. We can get this position.
I'm trying to push, man. I do not want these guys on fresh tires catching up to me, but we do have about a second gap behind us. And we are in the top 10, so let's manage this. We've only got about 4 laps to go. I'm going to try to get around this 7 car. I really would like to get as high as I can with the group right in front of me. I have no pressure behind. I might push a little bit more now that we've only got about 2-3 laps to go once we get to the line. Really on it here, trying to get the run. And there's a caution. Man, I really wanted to get this run. Oh my God, he's right. I really wanted to get up there. I did not want another restart.
Car number 07. Pace car is out. Pits are closed.
Down levels on an all-time low in here.
My car's 50. Oh my God.
Hey, Dylan, I apologize for tapping you there. I didn't mean to do that.
Or just run me over there, but I can't go anywhere with the weapons in front of me. I can't run them over.
Sorry, dude, but the second you checked up, I was into your bumper. There's no way I could check up.
Hey, 7, you're good, man. When I got past you on the start there, car kind of snapped loose going into turn 1, and it went right in front of you. So I didn't want you to think I was blocking you, but we're good.
Yeah, no, it's all good. This is high line. It kind of sucks. Start.
All right, so it seems like the 18 might be involved again. And he was one of the guys with fresh tires. Oh yeah, with those fresh tires, he comes up on a slower car and checks up, and the 6 gets into him. These 2 have been in like every wreck so far today. And I think the 16 might have been involved, maybe one other car there, but yeah, these 2 have, like I said, been involved in every wreck. We're on board the 6, and yeah, I mean, really, again, no harm, no foul, because what you're supposed to do, kind of checked up pretty quick. Rough day for these guys, rough day. All right, now we're coming to a green-white checkered finish here. We start in 10th place with guys with fresh tires behind us. This is not what we wanted. You could just hear it on throttle. We have to feather it at the start here. Car just wants to make a snap right. I want to keep that 7 in my crosshairs. If we could just be on him as close as we can with this run coming off, maybe we can get around him or have him pull us around anybody else so we can get extra spots. I still have not cleared this 3 car. I really need to do that before I can even consider getting even more laps. This is the fight for 10th place, by the way. He has just passed me now for 10th place, and I'm outside of 10th place. Now I'm edging it out on him. I really need to get this top 10. I am sick of not getting top 10s.
Still there.
White flag is out, and he is still there.
White flag, last lap.
Still there.
Hugging my quarter panel. And we have the 14 in the wall again in front of us, and he almost comes down and smacks us, and we get 3 wide with car contact. And I'm able to sneak out of there with the tail between my legs, get the car screaming down the backstretch, get away from these guys as quickly as possible. 3 is making a little bit more of a hard run into the entry, but we're able to get the run off, and I will finally get this top 10 that I've been wanting. All right.
6, did you get the black flag there?
E9. Okay. We're
No, I already started on the outside lane.
Oh my God, all right. We started 5th. I kind of was hoping for a top 5 secretly, but a top 10 was the goal, and with the ridiculous middle of the race that we had, we just fell back like a rock. I am more than ecstatic to have this 9th place. I will take it. We only had 5 cautions for 19 laps. It wasn't that bad of a race. It was pretty good. We had no incident points, even though we had car contact, especially in that 3 wide coming off of that turn, and we got into the wall early in the race. I will take it. It increases our safety rating. We actually also increased increased in our iRating score. We had a pretty decent run today. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this car on this track. If we do another race here, I'll know a little bit better. I won't have to run the car as hard during the first stint. Maybe we could save a little bit more tire and put ourselves in a little bit of a better position to start the race, but that was exciting. I really enjoyed that one. Hopefully we can keep this running for our next race.